Civil War was released, but is it worth the price of admission? This is Exasperator Explains. This movie had a lot of hype and questions about it, given the potentially divisive nature of the plot, but it mostly avoids controversy and stays kind of what you'd expect from a Hollywood depiction trying to stay mainstream. The biggest issue with the movie, in my mind, is that it is a road trip movie showcasing a variety of circumstances via these small, isolated scenes, but it also means we are following the least interesting part of the world, and everything we see is only ever at a surface level due to the short time we spend in each scene. At the same time, it's a little Forrest Gumpy because they are involved in all these varied events, including nation-changing ones at the end, over the course of a few days. I don't know about other viewers, but I spent the lion's share of the movie trying to figure out how the world got to this place, what exactly is going on, and was more interested in those answers than the characters on the screen. It mostly stays above that, only making vague references. For instance, the president says one Trumpism in his speech, using the phrase, "some people say." He's also in his third term, disbanded the FBI, apparently shoots journalists on sight, and called an airstrike on American citizens. But so did Obama, so... Also, the main character's claim to fame was apparently taking a photo of the Antifa massacre. Whether this was a massacre of Antifa or by Antifa is unclear. They obviously did this as a choice for mass appeal, not wanting to ostracize either side of the aisle, but it also makes it very confusing. Like, the entire situation, logistically, how are the front lines set up this way? If it's Texas and California, how are they already past all the other states? How did the US stop the Florida alliance? Maybe 4 days later, they are completely destroyed? Except for scenes where there's very clearly two giant stars on an otherwise standard American flag, I don't know which side is which during the action sequences. And trying to stay out of it, everything feels more vague, hard to understand, and is frankly a little less impactful. The movie focuses primarily on two war photography journalists who have inverse character arcs. Kirsten Dunst starts out as an unemotional, uninvolved observer who is more upset at having to walk 10 flights of stairs to reach her hotel room than watching a group of people blown up right in front of her. Meanwhile, the young, aspiring war photographer starts out emotional, crying at these scenes of violence, even to the point of forgetting to take photographs. By the end of the film, Kirsten Dunst is emotional during the final battle, and then involves herself by pushing the young photographer out of the path of bullets, which kill her. Side note, you need to run through your life-saving tackle and pancake the person, landing on top of them. No need to stand there like a dummy and get shot. Anyways, the young photographer's response is to photograph the elder journalist's sacrifice, showcasing zero emotion while doing so, and she then follows the battle into the next room without even glancing back at the body of her journalistic hero. The other main journalist is obviously an adrenaline junkie who laughs it up with whatever soldiers he is around after the battle's end. I'm not certain how the movie wants me to feel about journalists here. They say things that I think are supposed to be poignant, but they also clearly aren't altruistic. The entire goal of this road trip is to get one final interview with the president, who they think will soon be killed by the Western forces. Watching the movie, I just look at them like surreal corpse flies, buzzing around taking pictures, and I don't think that was their intention. I'm not sure. I did not come away in awe by their profession or in reverence of what they do or anything like that. You also feel the budget of the movie. It's on the smaller side. Each of the small scenes usually only has a few other people in it along each stop. As for the action, it's okay. There's some fun parts, some good stuff, but there's also really weird choices as far as how everyone is outfitted and their tactics, which are obviously more for Hollywood's sake than anything. For instance, the Hawaiian shirt-clad group you see in the trailer is trying to quietly sneak through a building, and before they go from a stairwell into the main part of the building with no door in the threshold, they turn on their weapon lights, and while being silent, making hand motions, the main guy's light is pointed directly through the doorway. So if anyone glances that way, yeah, not gonna be a successful ambush. That's just one thing, and there were lots of other weird tactics that made no sense, especially in the final DC battle. Obviously, Hollywood thing is really always rare to have something actually well done and thought out that way. The trailers are full of action to draw you in, but most of the movie is slower than that, relying on these small scenes. It's well made and well shot, but not the sort of thing you'd revisit. Overall, the movie was just okay. I don't see myself ever feeling a need to watch it again, and this can probably wait until it hits your preferred streaming platform if you still have an interest. That's all for today. What did you think of the movie? Leave it in the comments below. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video to help it grow, and thanks for watching. Bye.